I'm gonna talk with you about the top 5 makeup products of 2025. Unconventional video because I'm not at home. I'm enjoying my vacation. So it's a recap of things that I've particularly enjoyed, but for different reasons I didn't bring with me, mainly because I have a set of things that I prefer to travel with without the risk of damaging my favorite products. So I have a set of travel products, and if you're interested to know what they are, let me know and I will dedicate a video about them. But let's focus on my top 5 makeup products with some honorable mentions I will talk about just right now. Let's start with the honorable mentions. They are not my absolute best. I will also let you know why. So let's start with the Chantecaille Holiday. I picked 2 powders. They were Argelé powders, the highlighter and the blush, luminous blush. They are fantastic. Great products. The only thing is that I'm not into highlighters, so I promised myself not to buy other highlighters at this point because I always forget about highlighters. For this reason, it's just the category of product that doesn't fit my preferences. That's why these blushes, highlighters are outside my top 5. It's just the personal preference. And I tend to use the pink luminous blush a lot because it's a blush and it gives that luminous finish. So it's 2 products in one. So that one just gives a bit of color. I justify more. The other one is more of a all-over eyeshadow. I picked the liquid eyeshadow in Tulle. I didn't like it at all. And I think that the more elevated product is just using the powder, the highlighter as eyeshadow. Other honorable mentions, the Danessa Myricks sticks. I was obsessed about them this summer and I purchased, I think, 6 of them. So I purchased a lot of them. The only problem with them is that I'm totally in love with the metallic ones and less in love with the glittery ones, just because it's not my style. So I wish there was a possibility to just buy the metallic part. I would have bought them all, but only the metallic side. Being sold as duo, if I want the metallic part, I have to buy both. They're quite pricey, so yeah, that's the reason why they're not in my top 5. But other than that, they are fantastic. I still use them. I constantly reach for them, but if you just want the metallic part, there are great alternatives. The top ones, in my opinion, are the By Terry. The last honorable mention that I would like to include in this video is something I have never talked about, is the Hermes bronzer, and belongs to a new set of purchases that I did at the end of 2025, just before Christmas, together with the Rockabar powder, which I discussed in this channel. I purchased also the Hermes bronzer in shade number 3. I knew when I purchased the Hermes bronzer that bronzer would have been orange on me, and it's true. But with the lightly dust of this orange, I feel like a woman who is not caring about color theory, but she just put some orange on her cheeks just because everybody does it. I don't know, I feel grown up, something like a late 80s, early 90s aesthetic that I don't dislike at all. There are some days where I'm in a mood for a more traditional makeup-y style, where I like this. So this will be the Hermes bronzer, will be my orange bronzer in case I want that traditional orange look on my face as a reference. Now, I have heard many things about how beautiful is the formula. It's nice, but I personally think that the Hourglass formula is much superior. My absolute favorite formulas when it comes to bronzers are Surratt and Hourglass. Those are my top favorites. All the rest is more average. And I have purchased the Farah Oumidi bronzer as well. So I purchased it because I wanted to do a comparison Hermes versus Farah Oumidi. If you're interested in that, let me know. Once I go back home, I will definitely elaborate my opinion about that. So more to come. But yes, the Hermes bronzer added something more in my collection. It looks upper class, a specific look, and sometimes I'm in the mood for that. So it's worth mentioning that bronzer here, although it's not my top favorite bronzer. Okay, let's go to the top 5. Since also these products belong to different categories, I won't do a ranking. These top 5 are all at first place. They are the best, the very best of the best. Of course, this is the B.O.B. mindset, right? So we are always talk about the best here. So one product that I would like to mention, this top 5, is definitely the Lisa Eldridge correcting pen. That saved me, honestly, because of how precise it is. And let's see how long it takes to me to finish that product. Then, as a blush, this is the only product that I did not purchase in 2025, but it's my top blush because of the combo of formula and color. And I was surprised, it's not even a luxury product. It's the Florasis blush, and I'm pretty sure this has been discontinued. But I'm not selling you anything, this is just sharing my opinion. And this was totally my top favorite blush of 2025. In something that I was missing and I had planned to declutter, I picked it from my declutter box and I decided that I just was looking for it. I just wanted to use it, to put it on my face. And it's perfect because it is pink, but it is a neutral pink. And it's so youthful. It's totally an airbrushed look. And is that waxy gelée type of texture from China that I love from Florasis. So yeah, it is a total hit. I never received anything from Florasis. Everything from Florasis has been purchased by me and is something that I totally recommend. If I find a link, I will put it in my description box. Otherwise, just rediscover what you have. Very interesting textures also from China that are worth mentioning. So that one was my favorite blush. When it comes to palettes, I have 2. One is the Byredo Bibliophilia palette, my top favorite neutral palette, especially the cooler half, the half on the left side. It has some satiny and very light taupes. That is what I was missing, and more on the beige side. Is fantastic. These are the right tones that I was looking for in a great skin-like formula, not overly matte, updated. In my opinion, that palette should have been just cut in half, and I would have purchased the left half, and that would have been a stellar palette. The entire Bibliophilia palette looks like too much, too overwhelming for me because I never use practically the right half. It's too warm for me. So yeah, I just accept that I would use just the left half. And if I'm in the mood for a warmer look, I may pick a few shades from the right half, but the right half is totally unnecessary for me. I could have lived without, and the palette would have been much more practical and cheaper as well. That would have been my perfect Byredo palette, but it is what it is. It's anyway a top palette for me, and it will be my favorite neutral palette for a while because I never tired of those shades. Are so classy, and at the same time, the finish is so exquisite that I can't put it down. Another palette that I would like to mention is a category of palettes, but this is a good representative of all the hard gelée palettes that I purchased in 2025. I could have mentioned the latest one from Chanel from the holidays, but I think the best one that I ever purchased this year is still from Chanel and is the Stellaire from the Bouton collection. That Stellaire palette is so versatile with hidden shades. I can build a taupe and I still have other 4 shades. It's an amazing palette, my favorite of 2025 when it comes to that refined formula. And that Chanel formula, hard gelée formula, is finer than usual, so less glittery, and it's something very elevated and classy. It's what I want from makeup. I want something that is sophisticated, that elevates my look instead of, making me looking aged. This is not overly glowy or overly glittery. All the products that I mentioned are remarkable in terms of textures. These are the best products in 2025, very advanced in terms of texture. And the Argelé in the Stellaire palette is an updated Argelé formula because it's very fine and you can create translucency effects with that gray shade. It's not overly flat like the Bouton Couture. That one is more on the matte side. The Stellaire has more variety and also more shimmery shades, but very fine shimmer. I could have mentioned many other palettes. Utopia palette, again by Chanel. It was a stellar year from Chanel. There were so many releases from Chanel that I really appreciated. Looking forward to seeing what they are conceiving for 2026. And finally, the fifth product, but is not a ranking, so is lipstick. And to me, the best lipstick of 2025 is something that I purchased in spring 2025, just after my move, and is Prada Soft Matte in shade Tiepolo. Now, I would recommend to study the artist, Tiepolo, as an artist. So not only the name is evocative, but the formula is blurring. It's full of people or influencers over there, share makeup favorites, but they have plumped, filled lips. The point is, if you don't have treated lips with fillers, with all the fake lips there, it's difficult to identify a formula that is truly blurring. So if you have natural lines like I have, I don't have inflated lips, let's say. I was totally astonished by the result of this soft matte. I'm more of a natural type of lipstick finishes. I don't like overly mattes, but I don't like creamy lipsticks either. I like something that looks like plumped lips. So what I search in a lipstick is something that it doesn't look like a lipstick, but it's truly my lips but better. Just the color correction, some tones depending on the overall makeup, but I don't like bold lips just because they are high maintenance. If I want to use a lipstick at work, I don't like the people think that I have a lipstick on. So I'm more of a balm person of natural looking lips because I like to put the most makeup on my eyes and have more natural looking lips. So given that this is my preference, the soft matte formula by Prada is perfect because it's lightweight. I can reapply without looking at my lips on the mirror. So it's very easy to maintain over the day and the lips just look like a doll. So with lines that are blurred, even on my natural lips. So I don't need filler to have that smooth look. So that is great about this formula. So to me, it has to be the top. And yeah, I hope to find a time to dedicate a video because I know that I promised you a video about angelic lips, angels in art, and how this is related to the color of lips and the lipstick that better match those colors in art. It's something that I need to have time. I hope to manage to do that, but I just wanted to share with you that those Prada soft mattes are fantastic, highly recommended. And this is the conclusion of my top 5 makeup products of 2025. I'm very curious to know what are your favorites. Subscribe to my channel and see you next time. Bye.